FX presents the Indu Podcast with your host, T. Sterling Watson.
Good morning, Indubians. I'm T. Sterling Watson.
And I'm Kortney.
Oh, that's right. I'm not new here.
Right, you're not new
I'm
here.
Neysha.
Goodness. This is the Indu Podcast, where morning drive time meets late night talk show, and we aim to entertain, enlighten, and provide an auditory escape with knowledge and nonsense. Thank you for stopping by and pressing play. This is episode, I think, 142 or 141. I need to check my records. I forgot already. Terrible. How are you both doing? Well, Neysha, how are you doing, since you kind of forgot our little thing there? But
I know, I forget.
Terrible.
I know. I should know better by now. What is this, the 11th time I'm on here with y'all?
I mean, yeah, you're creeping up there in most guest slotted slots. Ghost, I think that you were calling it before.
Yes.
A guest co-host.
Mm-hmm. A ghost.
Yeah.
I like that. I like the ghost. I like that title. It fits.
I'm just everywhere and nowhere.
Exactly. I love it.
Just kind of appear and then disappear. Mm-hmm.
Just how I like to do. But no, I've been good. 2021, or 2020 plus, as we may call it for now until I see otherwise, hasn't been that bad. It's been pretty decent. I'm gonna say that and not jinx myself.
Good. 2020 plus. That sounds like another streaming service.
Yes, because I'm tired of them. I'm tired of all the pluses.
Right. There's plus that should be coming out soon, which I think is another streaming app that's attached to whatever streaming app you're already using, like Roku Plus or not Apple TV Plus.
We got Paramount Plus. We got Discovery Plus, which I don't. And we talked about. I remember one time I was on here. I was talking about Disney Plus with y'all, and this reminded me. And we were like, "Why are y'all making a Discovery Plus when the whole point about having Disney Plus was that Discovery Channel was included? Why are we making a separate Discovery Plus now?"
Disney Plus has the National Geographic. They don't have Discovery Channel and all of that.
Oh wow, I was mad
they
at them
don't
for
have
nothing.
Discovery. Yeah.
Look at me.
That's okay.
Thank y'all for correcting me, though.
No, but listen, it's so much to try to remember. We don't blame you for getting it wrong this one time. It's quite all right.
Right. I mean, I know. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
It's fine. We're all here to kind of keep track of all of these apps and what's needed. What do you need? Do you need them all? No, you don't. So, no. Because some of it's redundant, like especially Paramount Plus, because like a good chunk of those are on CBS All Access or CBS Plus, if you want to call it that.
Mm-hmm. Which I ranted about this enough, but it just goes back to like, why are basic cable TV channels having streaming services?
Yes, this is Kortney's favorite argument. I can let her rant about that as well if she so desires.
Yes. Where do I start? So the whole point of streaming services is to basically have this very curated content, and ultimately, as a consumer, my ultimate goal of having a streaming service, or one or two or three or whatever, is to cut down on, entertainment costs. Mm-hmm. I don't have cable, and I haven't had it for almost 3 years, actually 3 years this month. And I haven't missed it because I have, I have access to various streaming services, and it really works out for me. Mm-hmm. So when these companies are creating their own thing, looking at you, CBS, taking The Office off Netflix or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like we're having to purchase cable all over again, and I really love it when they start to bundle, like, Disney Plus and Disney Plus and
Hulu.
Yeah, Hulu, and ESPN Plus
and ESPN. Yes, they basically bundled it together. like cable does. And it's like, oh my gosh, you people are missing it. You're almost there, but you're missing it. And it just, who do I speak to? Like,
right.
Who can I talk to about this?
Right. Because the appeal of like Netflix, like being like, I would say the OG, Netflix and Hulu being the OG streaming services, Netflix for sure, because they gave us like all the movies and TV shows we wanted to watch, like in one place, but then everybody else will like, hey, we want to get in on that money.
Exactly.
And yeah, capitalism, sure, get in where you can fit it in, but at the same time, ask yourself, do we have the content to support this?
Right.
Not all of you are Disney. Not all of you can go and buy up things. So it's like CBS Plus. I'm really like, what do you have that is worth me getting? And it's like, now they got the Rugrats, a rebooted Rugrats, and I'm just like, this is a crime. I'm not even about the whole like, don't reboot my childhood. It's more about like, I want to see it, but I'm not going to sign up.
Well, but that just sounds like really good marketing to me, Neysha, because they know that the millennials and people, who have millennial taste are going to be the ones who want to buy into shows like Rugrats and the reboot and The Office and stuff like that. So it sounds like they're just really good at marketing, right?
A little bit, I would say, marketing, and they also don't care if like you have to choose. They want you to choose Peacock. Come over here with our things because we got about
Peacock.
Well, that's where the Office. One. That's where the Office lives now.
In Parks and Rec.
That's a CBS thing, right?
Which is CBS?
Or no, NBC.
Yeah, NBC.
Who has the Office? It's NBC. Okay,
yeah.
Sorry. I take back my vitriol for CBS because what I meant with NBC.
It's see. Okay. It's all letters.
Different.
It's all
letters that I'm angry at. So yeah.
And it's all their parent companies because CBS is owned by Viacom, which has at least 2 streaming services because, hey, BET Plus has a streaming service too.
Lord have mercy.
BET is owned by Viacom. So, like, why don't you just come out with, like, Viacom Plus? Because that way you can house them all. And that way I don't need
money.
Yeah.
You're right. Just multiple. Hey, they're just doing what all the, what is it? LLC Twitter is telling us to do and just have multiple streams of income. So that's what Viacom.
Oh, bless.
No, we don't listen to advice from LLC Twitter.
We don't. No. That's a bad idea.
We don't, but apparently Viacom does. So that's what's happening. But at least Disney, who does own pretty much all of Hulu at this point, and ESPN, getting those Disney dollars, at least they have their bundle going on. So
that's true. The appeal of me having Disney Plus is that I can pay $70 a year and I don't have to worry about it being taken out of my account anymore for the rest of the year. This is not a Disney Plus sponsored episode though. So I feel like they owe you money as much as we've mentioned them.
Of course they do. Yes,
of course they do. Because this is not the first time we've had an extended conversation about them.
Right.
And I think there was even one time we were supposed to possibly even just talk about all of like the new things that we're coming out with this year alone, or at least in the coming years. But yeah, it's a lot. And the wars they're tough because the most recent newcomers, such as HBO Max, has really been giving the streamers a run for their money.
Yeah.
It's rough out there. It's real. It's real. I can't say the same for Discovery Plus. There's nothing on there that really is drawing my attention over to like, no, I'm good. I got all the.
You don't want to watch things. Chip and Joanna Gaines flip a house.
No, that's not doing it for me.
Neysha, the question is, do you want to watch that?
No, honestly, because I could go and watch it in a dentist office like a normal person because that's all they have on 24/7.
For free, right?
For free.
My next question would be, why are you at the dentist office that often that you would see it?
I got crooked teeth.
Oh, well,
okay, well,
that's that,
Yeah.
It's fine. It's my burden to bear. I'll get braces at 30.
I do have to make an appointment at some point but there's already enough. I am one shot away from being fully vaccinated, so go me.
Yay.
So that's also in the coming weeks. But as for, this isn't breaking news, but it's been so long since I've had breaking news. Can you hit me real quick, Kortney, with the breaking news?
Sure.
So there is a new cereal in my local grocery store chain. And I'm saying local grocery store chain because don't think there's a Stop and Shop everywhere across the country. They may go under different names, but I think the logo's the same. I forget what they may go under. But anyway, I have to say it's the grocery store chain because I don't see an equivalent of a kind of name brand version of this, but there is a PB&J cereal that is absolutely delicious. And I see skepticism on your face, Neysha.
Yes. Yes.
Neysha and I have our cameras on, by the way, so I
understand. Yeah, I don't get it. Kortney does not get it.
Now, I was curious, but it was a cereal, and I love trying cereals, and I'm like, you know what? This could actually work because most of the times when I have a PB&J sandwich, and I'll actually say now this J stands for jam, as in strawberry jam. This also led into a conversation with Ashley and I. Is there a difference between jam and jelly? Yes, I say there is. But more on that later. My findings on this, it is actually quite delicious. I prefer to have it as a snack, like, bowl of milk and cereal, all that good stuff. And just like, I'm going to have a quick snack because it beats having to find some bread and have gluten issues. And apparently this is gluten-free. Like we didn't see any wheat products in there. So I think you should be safe if you're looking for a gluten-free alternative. And you open the box and you get a good strong whiff of peanut butter if that's your thing. But also the jam pieces are also pretty tasty. It's all good. It's a delight. I enjoy it. What are your thoughts?
It's a cereal form, though. That's what I think I can't get over. Like,
yes,
the taste fine, but I guess when I want to eat a PB&J, it's not just about the flavor. Like, it's the whole experience. So you're telling me that it's like a little bit crunchy, I guess, with milk, or I don't understand. I don't get it.
I also am having trouble understanding how the sandwich translates to a cereal.
Right.
There's no milk.
Is it mushy?
Well, not milk. There's no bread, clearly.
Sure. Yeah, no bread.
Okay. It is crunchy. It's like
Captain Crunch, like those things.
I want to say more like
Captain Crunch.
I do like Captain Crunch, except this is I want to say more like Cocoa Puffs because Captain Crunch will wreck your whole, the roof of your mouth, as we all know.
Listen,
right. Well, I remember the fruity Captain Crunch with like the little yellow squares and the different colored ball cereals.
Right.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm imagining because I remember that Captain Crunch cereal had like a peanut butter option.
Oh, it did. And it was just, I didn't like that one either.
I mean, I don't like the idea of eating peanut butter flavored cereal. So
I don't either, really. I'm not a fan of peanut butter like that, but I'm like, peanut butter and I'll have to say jam. I'm like, all right, let me try this. And then it was actually really good. Like you got like an equal proportion and and it's just, there are peanut butter puffs and then there's the jam puffs. And it's like, it is crispy. It doesn't get soggy very quickly. So they did a good job with that. And I really enjoyed it. It was a very satisfying snack. You need something a little sweet, but basically you want a sandwich, but for me, whenever I have a sandwich, I normally have to have a glass of milk with it too.
So it just removes the bread.
It removes the bread.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah. It's refreshing. It's crunchy. It's sweet. It's all the good
I'm going to
stuff.
take your endorsement at its word. I will not eat it. I am a strictly Cheerios, the plain Cheerios and Lucky Charms person. Maybe some Frosted Flakes, maybe. But
did you just say the plain Cheerios though, with no milk?
No, with milk. I just don't like Honey Nut Cheerios.
What?
I don't enjoy it.
Yes, now I'm giving you the judgment face. Yes, I know.
Who are you though? What?
I don't like the sweetness.
But you'll eat Frosted Flakes.
Yes, that's different.
How?
Is it though?
Because one is honey and one is sugary sugary frosting.
Ooh.
How about Frosted Cheerios? Do they still make those?
No, I don't like that. That's
I
a
don't know if
sin.
they still make those.
No.
I don't
They
think
might.
they do.
I don't know. Yeah.
No, my dad tried to fool me one time when he mixed the regular Cheerios with the Honey Nut Cheerios, because we used to have like these big containers in the house because we would go through cereal like it was our business. And he mixed it one time and I was like, no, this is wrong.
Let's go back to the regular Cheerios again. How do you eat? It's
milk first, then cereal.
You pour your milk first?
Yes.
What?
I am a milk first person. I'm standing in my truth. That's how cereal should. Certain cereal,
No.
Frosted Flakes, you put the Frosted Flakes first, then you put the milk, because those things will cut up your mouth. So you want them to be a little soggier first.
okay.
I don't know if the invitation to join us tonight would have been extended had we known this information before now.
Kortney,
Sterling, correct me if I'm
Kortney,
wrong, but
Kortney, I need to jump in here, and I need to speak for our good friend, our mutual friend LeBlack, who
okay.
I had this conversation with her a mere couple weeks ago, because she also was terrified when I told her how sometimes I would like to pour the milk first and then add the cereal, but for different reasonings, because I want my cereal crunchy throughout the whole experience. I don't want any soggy cereal.
That's why I do it. You want it poured after the milks, because some cereal will get soggy faster. Cheerios get soggy fast.
Well, I don't eat Cheerios, especially in milk. Regular Cheerios.
It's good for your heart.
It is good for your heart. So I was
Running is good for your heart.
I run too. I'm trying to cover all the bases.
She's good on that front. It's the method that I have an issue with. Like, also a lot of young people don't really care for regular Cheerios. So I'm like, kudos to you for breaking the mold there. But also, like, I'm judging you. Yes, I'm judging you just a little bit. I love you, but
I love you too. And it's okay. I understand this is blasphemous for a lot of people, but
do you do this with all cereal?
No, there's certain cereal. No, like Frosted Flakes, the cereal goes after. Lucky Charms, it depends, because some marshmallows be weirdly stale, but like I like them to be crunchy. So some cereal, I just don't pour all the milk that I want. I just pour it in as I need it.
Now we're going to discuss Lucky Charms a little bit. This is way off topic. Now the marshmallows.
I feel like it's on topic.
It is topic for the new podcast. Yeah, everything's on topic.
With me here, everything goes down a rabbit hole.
This is true. Because the marshmallows in Lucky Charms, how do you know they're stale? Because I feel like from the gate, it already feels like they're, I mean, I do eat it. I don't eat it regularly, but I know enough of them that it's mostly marshmallow-based cereal anyway. So
I just assume they're stale. They're meant to be stale. Like, they're not like, they're stale where it's like, they're meant to be preserved in a way where they don't, go bad fast. But then it's not like when I know this from experience of like making cocoa, and then like I saw there were marshmallows at my parents' house and I just poured them in, I didn't touch them. And then when you have the disturbing feeling of a rock hard marshmallow in your mouth, that is a stale. Whereas Lucky Charms are just preserved, and I just say they're stale as in like, if you want them to be a little soft by the time you eat them in the cereal, then like pour a little bit of the milk in there first. I mean, after the cereal.
All right.
That does make sense. I thank you for explaining that. A little bit of judgment is going to be taken down now. Okay. So thank you for that.
Good. Would it help also if I tell y'all that I like to bite my ice cream?
Oh my God, Neysha, like what? Who?
I personally don't have a problem with that. I think I've seen people do that.
I like to bite it and chew it. I like to chew ice.
That's a thing. I'm not bothered by that. I don't think it's something I can do because I have sensitive teeth. since
it's not for the weak of heart.
it isn't. And that's probably why, like, the dentist keeps having you come back. Like, you need to stop biting your ice cream because it's not. Stop it, or maybe not, because the dentist is getting money from you. So
That's true.
So he's encouraging you to bite your ice cream. So you keep coming back. One little fact, since we're still on cereal, that still is blowing my mind, and I like to at least continue to enlighten people, because that's what we're here for. Enlightenment is thanks to food theory, that lovely YouTube channel. I have learned that Fruit Loops are pretty much the same as Apple Jacks, and they all taste the same. Like Fruit Loops, all the colors are the same flavor. And that's something that kind of blew my mind. And I'm still kind of recovering from that, because I swear the red one tastes different than the green one, but they're all the same flavor. So.
That tricked me too. So
Yeah.
I'm suffering with you. I did not know that. I feel bamboozled. I feel I don't like it. Like, have I been lied to my whole life? Maybe.
Yeah.
You know.
Everything's a lie. We've been living in a
Everything's a lie.
simulation.
That's
I eventually need to try Fruity Pebbles and then just separate them so I can taste all the red ones and all the blue ones, just to see if it applies the same there. And I'm pretty sure it's the same thing, where they all are the same flavor. I mean, they're all small, and you're not really meant to take them, like, oh, all the red ones, they taste like cherries or something. I don't know. That's a lot.
That sounds like a very specific rider that, like, a diva would have. It's like, I need all of the red pebbles in a bowl.
Well, I learned even regarding that, like, why they do it, and that's just to make sure that people are actually reading, like, their contracts and their riders. Because if they arrive and all of their M&Ms aren't yellow, then they'll leave, because they know they didn't do the job.
Wow.
And, like, their speakers aren't set the way they should be because nobody paid attention to the contract. So, so there's a reason for the madness, and I'm with it. I love it, and I can't wait to get in that position where I'll be like, where I can make sure that only the green gummy bears are in my bowl.
I was just about to ask you, what would be your ridiculous thing that you would sneak in there?
Green apple, red cherry, or the wild cherry, and grape gummy bears only for my snack. Yes.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's on brand.
I just want the pull apart Twizzlers. Just a big bowl of them. That's it.
Yes, I love those.
And Kortney, what would you have?
I don't know. I'm probably Reese's. Reese's. And really, I like any of their iterations. So, they've got the Reese's, like the little, they're not called, well, they have the minis and they have the Reese's Bites, and maybe they're called Bites, but they're almost like in the little,
like the smaller one, like almost the smallest one you could have.
Well, I think that's the Reese's mini, but I think the Reese's Bites are like, it's almost like they're in that little, like, chocolate casing, like a M&M,
Reese's Pieces,
but it's chocolate. That's gotta be it. That's gotta be
Reese's Pieces.
But I like Nutrageous. I like they have another one that's like something break.
I know what you're talking about, because it has like the pretzels and nuts on it. Those are good.
So anything Reese's will work for me.
Did you know they're coming out with an all peanut butter Reese's?
No.
Just peanut butter.
What? I'm gonna try it.
I know. I'm there.
I'm there for that.
I am not part of this narrative because I do not eat Reese's of any incarnation.
Now I'm judging you.
I've just never been a fan of peanut butter and chocolate together.
Blasphemous.
I'm not sorry.
Who are you?
I'm not sorry at all. And that is their slogan. Yes, I did it. Yes. Oh man, where was I going to go with that too? Because there was something related to. Oh, that's what it was. I'm going to steal a quote from at least Kortney and I's one of our favorite films, Inception, where sometimes we need to dream a little bigger. Like, we're thinking of these writers to put into our contracts. Should we go to these dressing rooms and things that should be there? There is some. I think it's Eddie Griffin anytime he goes to a like a dressing room or whatever, something that he needs to have in his dressing room are a new pair of Nikes, I believe, or at least a new pair of sneakers of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
So, interesting.
So yes, we should be dreaming bigger for the things that we need to have when we get there to make sure that things are followed to a T. And I mean, I'm still stuck on having these gummy bears because I've done it personally, and that is about, let's see, working out the math, carry the one, I think $35 in order to get like a 5-pound bag of each flavor, and then just, mixing that together. So, I mean, I would have a 15-pound bag of gummy bears of only grape, cherry, and apple, but at least I would have the gummy bears and I wouldn't have to pay for it. So
that's true.
Yeah.
So,
you and your gummy bears, I love your dedication to them.
Albanese brand. Just in case anybody's listening and they want to gift me with gummy bears, only Albanese.
Oh, what about a giant gummy bear?
Those also exist.
I think I don't think I ever got you your birthday present after I had hounded you for your Amazon link. I don't remember.
You didn't.
Okay, good.
I waited.
I just needed the confirmation.
I waited patiently by the door, just waiting.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Bless. Oh,
I didn't forget, but I did forget, but I didn't forget.
Mm-hmm. I wept as the delivery van drove past. Or dropped off things, but not for me. I'm like, oh, Amazon person? Oh, yeah, let me keep my distance. Okay. Is that for me? No? Okay. And I went back and sat in the corner and cried. Or wept. I'm sorry. I wept.
Oh,
you wept. You wept bitterly.
Bitterly. I was crestfallen. I was melancholy for the day and the day after and for a fortnight, because it was a fortnight ago that I gave you this information. So.
This is hitting a little too home. Too close to home. I'm actually waiting on something to be delivered today, and it's like the sun is gone. I'm like, I don't think y'all are gonna do it today. You said by 9 p.m., but I don't know at this point. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, in your time zone, you still have what, 2.5 hours?
I have 2.5 hours, but also in my time zone, in my geographic location. After the sun goes down, I rarely get the packages they say I'm going to get the day of. So I'm starting to lose hope a little bit,
And they haven't sent any, like, you didn't check any notifications or the tracking to see where they are?
I've been checking. They only send me tracking when they're like, I'm 3 stops away. So I'm not 3 stops away yet. So.
And is this for Amazon or from like USPS?
No, it's for Amazon.
Okay. Well, at least you know the tracking works there, because USPS is playing games with my emotions.
No, they always be playing games. Like they've had a rough year though, so I try to be a little bit more sympathetic to them. Mm-hmm. But yeah, they be on that. On that mess. They do.
I mean, you can if you want to, but like they said today.
They did say today. By 9
right.
p.m. That's what they said. Like, I'm trying to keep them at their word, but I don't know.
I don't think I've ever gotten anything that was supposed to be there by 9 p.m. By 9 p.m., they'll usually send you an email at 9 p.m. and tell you, we fell behind. Oh, no. We'll send it tomorrow.
They better be running with beads of sweat all up in their face like, we made it. It is 8:59. Or else your package is free.
That's what I expect, but I don't think that's what's going to happen. We'll see though. Maybe they'll surprise me today.
It's possible, and it has been possible where I think maybe if they fail once or twice, they'll be like, they'll refund you or something happened, because it happened with Ashley where she ended up getting her package after they had already refunded her, so she got it for free basically.
Oh, even better. They can afford it. It's okay.
Mm-hmm. They're not hurting.
Yeah. I mean, and it's I think also happened to me as well, where I think something was defective, and then they just sent a new one or whatever it was that was a problem. So I'm like,
even better.
Even better. Yes.
Yeah. I'd like to claim that. I speak that into my life today. Amen.
Amen.
I'm just gonna jump in with our word watch. And this one came through email, and I was excited once I saw it because I already knew what the definition was. And this one is a chinwag.
What is that?
Well, I was about to say, anyone wants to take a guess of what a chinwag is? Kortney?
Does it mean talking?
It does.
Or
Good job.
gossiping?
Oh,
okay.
okay.
Woo!
10 points.
Yay, thank you.
No problem.
I'll spend them at Amazon.
Get a couple points off or whatever with your next purchase.
Right.
But yes, that's exactly what it is. It's a chat or a talk. I first heard it in one of the shows I love watching over and over again. Oh my goodness. It's W8. Oh man, I already forgot what it's called. It's
Come
just
on, Sterling.
3
We're
characters.
waiting.
It's on Netflix. It's a BBC show.
Okay.
IT crowd?
No, as much as I love that one.
I'm trying to think.
BBC.
Was it about the friends who became millionaires off of a lottery? I just found that one recently.
Ooh,
So
what's the name of that one?
Oh, don't make me remember now.
You both are terrible. Thank you for nothing.
Oh, sorry.
No problem. Not a problem.
I'll find it and send it to you, but I don't know.
Too.
So far, I'm like,
I'm almost done with Supernatural, so I need more shows.
yay! But also,
know, right?
there is WandaVision.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about that right
over.
now. We're not going to
that's
talk
true.
about that right now.
Okay,
Right.
so anyway, Sterling, back to you.
W1A. W1A is the name of the sitcom on Netflix, which I remember recommending to you before, Kortney.
I don't remember this. No, take it back. I don't remember this.
Well, I'm going to recommend it to you now. It's a rapid fire sitcom, meaning there's a lot of chin wagging, but that is also where I first heard the term chin wag. One of the selling points that I thought I may have told you before is that it is narrated by our favorite doctor, David Tennant.
Tennant?
Yes.
Yay, I love him.
So he has a narration all throughout, and I just find the show extremely enjoyable, very funny. Lots of over-explaining, but it's a show where it's weird, where it almost seems like nothing's happening, or nobody wants to take responsibility for anything happening, but a lot of bad things, not bad things, but the show is about the BBC, basically, and a few people that work there and trying to get programming happening, and I like it. I quite enjoy it. So I was going to say if you like 30 Rock, but it's not, I wouldn't quite compare it to that, other than it's another TV station kind of putting up a show or shows.
Okay.
Kind of behind
the
scenes.
I like the premise of that.
Yeah, it's fun. It's an easy watch. It's how else would I describe it? Because I don't want to say you don't need to pay attention, but you kind of do. Because like I said, there's a lot of talking, yet a lot of people aren't really saying anything. And you're like, how does anything get done? But it's very enjoyable. Like I would go watch it.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice. I didn't remember the name of it. Well, I Googled descriptions that I could remember and I found it. It's called Loaded, but apparently it was canceled after one season. So don't start it.
Oh. Right.
I mean,
you could start it if you want to, but I only made it into 4 episodes. So now that I know it's canceled, I'll just set your expectations accordingly. But there is another British series. It's called Man Like Mo Bean. It's actually funny and very good. And there's drama and mess. But it's
I like drama and mess. Yeah,
and the main guy, he's very funny. So I think you might enjoy it. You both might enjoy it.
And where is this located?
Netflix,
of course.
Ooh.
So this episode is brought to you by Netflix and not Disney
and Disney Plus.
Oh, okay. No. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It is brought to you by Netflix and Disney Plus.
Okay.
Yes,
we need all the money, all the sponsorships,
and BET Plus.
And Discovery Plus.
And just all the streaming services, please. Thanks.
Make sure you watch Tyler Perry's Bra.
Oh God!
Oh no! Is that real? Is that a real thing?
I believe so.
Well, didn't they have sisters? They had
sisters.
My bad, sisters. But I think Bra is for real, right? Like the show.
I'm just checking. Yep, Bra. Yep, Bra. BRUH, Bra.
So, question.
Jesus.
I want to know: is it a show that's trying to be like Insecure? Because I've noticed recently, and I'm not trying to say that, we can't have shows with nuances. And like, I too love a good show with a young Black lead, the 20-something, a 30-something, trying to just make it through their life. But I can't help but notice that since Insecure, there have been a lot of shows that have tried to be like Insecure. Yeah. And obviously, yes, stories need to be told and should be told, and we need new content. I love it. I want to see more Black people. But I also can't help but noticing, I'm like, I know you're just trying to be like Insecure, and that is hindering this show greatly.
I cannot say whether or not Sis Does or Bruh is emulating Insecure, because I have not watched either program.
Okay.
And I do not have BT Plus. I, even though they are sponsoring this podcast, they have not given me the that trial or whatever, just to try it out, just to see, like, oh yeah, I've put in the code INDO to get it for a week. No, they have not done such. I've not made it to that level of podcasting, but I can, if you tell your friend, dear listener, to listen to Indoob. Go to Indoob.com, but also listen to the Indoob podcast on Spotify and Apple. Almost said Apple Plus, Apple Podcasts, and wherever else you find podcasts and whatnot. Today, do it right now. Tell your friend.
Leave a comment or review.
Well, but Neysha, to your comment, I also can't really speak to the shows because I don't watch Sisters or Bruh, and I don't know nothing about them. But I mean, that's kind of the trend, though, is when you have a show that's doing well, especially in the Black community, because we don't have just a whole bunch of shows to begin with.
Right.
I mean, the trend that I've noticed is there's often an influx of shows that emulate that really popular show. So, I can't say for sure if that's what's going on here, but I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if we were to like sit down and marathon Insecure and then these other shows. We would probably see a lot of I was gonna say insecurities, but we would probably see a lot of like overlap in the themes and in the style, because that's kind of, and not just in the Black community and Black shows, but just in shows in general. So
right,
you may be onto something.
Yeah. And I mean, it's frustrating because it's like, no, I want to see all these new shows get made and greenlit, but it's also this thing of like, this other show did this already, y'all. Like,
you want it to be a bit more original. Like, you want to see the Black people. You don't want it to come off as another Insecure.
Right. Because I mean, like, I'm not going to act like we all haven't seen, like, there's One Tree Hill, Dawson's Creek, Pretty Little Liars, like, all these other shows. Gilmore Girls. I'm sure like everyone can pick out, a show that we've seen with predominantly white cast, and it's basically the same, like drama or storyline retold. And it's like, good God, can we have something original? But people still consume it. So it's like, I don't know. I'm not trying to be hard on Black creators or like even content that is starring Black with leading Black characters. It's just like, I can't help but notice when, like we said, we're not surprised when a show tries to emulate the one that did it first, because it was successful and it worked for them.
And I kind of need TV shows to, I'm not sure how to put this, but I wrote a list out, and this list can probably be longer if I put some more, here's some more suggestions, and I think they're out there. But Little Fires Everywhere, Big Little Lies, Pretty Little Liars, Tiny Pretty Things, all these little 3-word shows, and I kind of need them to diversify that a little bit, because I can hear them like in a sentence and I would get confused because I'll think of another show that has a title very similar to that. So just wanted to throw that it's a minor rant, a little rant, if you will.
I feel like you're onto something though, because people love 3 words.
And the word little is in there too. Like I said, Little Fires Everywhere, Big Little Lies, Pretty Little Liars. The most recent one being Tiny Pretty Things, which that
wouldn't confuse me, because I was like, Tiny Pretty, what is it called?
Tiny Pretty Things.
Tiny Pretty Things, yeah. And just to, chime in. Yeah, I had the same confusion when I heard it. I was like, is this a remix of the other shows that have the same title, or no? And no, it's the whole new show. I said, oh, okay, cool. That's original.
Mm-hmm. Right, but is it because both shows have murder in it, and it's just
right?
And who did it? I don't know.
Right. I mean, I think maybe all of them, and there's another one that I think. What's the one I'm asking you, and I should just ask Google with Hugh Grant. I thought that was a show.
Undoing?
Oh, okay, maybe not. Okay, I thought that was another.
No, but it still falls in the category of all these shows where it's like
it has that flavor.
Yeah, but I'm also like, you know what? The Undoing sucked me in. I watched that. Like,
I was curious because
good.
I do like Hugh Grant, so there's that.
I mean, I don't even like him that much, and I don't. I'm sorry. And this
tell us about it, Ben.
Nobody like come at me for saying I don't like Hugh Grant, but I don't know. It was just like ever since I was little and I, like, you know, seeing like rom-coms and stuff, and like they would say, yes, this is the leading man. I'm like, him. Not him.
Well, he's got a certain, you know, kind of like, you know, stuttering nervousness about him that people find charming. So
I did not.
Oh, okay.
10-year-old me did not when I had sleepovers and my friend decided we were going to watch a Hugh Grant movie. And I was like, why are we watching this?
By Notting Hill, wasn't it?
Oh, not Notting Hill. It was the other one, I think, with Julia Roberts when she's like two-week notice.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. And I hope
I was
so
right. So far, you're still describing Notting Hill, but okay, 2-week notice. I didn't see that one. And Notting Hill, I barely remember. But I do want to, I missed my chance to segue into
my
Black History fact. No, it's fine because we do what we do. But our Black History fact.
Black History facts.
Now, first, we're coming from Black History Month. And I was asked, I think in the beginning of February, if I was going to do anything special, and I had nothing planned. However, what I ended up doing was I really was trying to consume and or watch or listen or read or what have you, something to enrich my Black history knowledge or just culture. And I didn't get to do something every day. In fact, I counted up everything that I had done in February, or all the pieces of art or entertainment or whatever you want to call it, and I got up to about 18. So I didn't do everything for every day, but I got pretty close. I will do a special episode just kind of giving my review and my reflection and my thoughts on all of those things. But just as a teaser, I will let you know what it is that I have watched, read, listened to, and the list is as follows. I'll just say that I started out reaffirming my Black card, if you will, because I was one that has always kind of referenced or knew about The Color Purple, but never actually really watched it.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Because I remember it being on like in the background as a youngster, or a youngin rather, and never fully actually watching it. But it's weird because that dread that I was feeling, I felt that as a kid. So I kind of knew like bad things were happening. And then when I actually watched it, I'm like, oh, this was much worse than I thought. So,
yeah.
But again, I'm not trying to get into the list, but I will go down or I'll go down the list and tell you guys now. The Color Purple. I rewatched Black is King from Beyonce because I also listened to the Dissect podcast, which I highly recommend you listen to that to further understand, because I definitely know I did not understand a lot of the things that was happening. I got around to finally watching One Night in Miami. Highly recommend that. I rewatched Malcolm X, which was great to do, which helped lead right into Judas and the Black Messiah, which is on HBO Max. Very good film and just history lesson there. Black Art, In the Absence of Light, which is a documentary about Black art that is also on HBO Max. Again, this podcast is brought to you by HBO Max. I Am Not Your Negro, which I believe was on Amazon Prime, I thought, but it is on Netflix right now. I watched it before. I decided to watch it again, and I'm glad that I did. A lot of my journey this past month has been kind of getting into James Baldwin, who I really I've always wanted to get to know more about him, but more so of his writings, his novels and things like that. So I found things on Netflix, a couple of his speeches on, I was going to say, I almost want to say concert, but his speeches are like album form, so you can listen to them there. I listened to the two that were available. I also listened to his book, but oops, not that one, The Fire Next Time. So that collection of essays, and I found a theme going on where he was writing letters, basically. And same thing with I Am Not Your Negro, where he intended to write letters to a couple of his friends, such as Medgar Evers and Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, instead writing about their passing. The Fire Next Time, he was writing essays, but in the form of letters, one to his nephew and the other one I forgot to whom, which led me to reading Between the World and Me, which I do know is a special on HBO, which I have not watched yet, but I did read the book by Ta-Nehisi. Really wish I remember how to pronounce his name. Ta-Nehisi. There we go. Thank you so much. Ta-Nehisi. Ta-Nehisi Coates, which I did start reading his novel. I wrote it down somewhere. The Water Dancer. I'm not finished with that yet, but I did start reading that one. Who else did I read? Austin Channing Brown, who I will definitely recommend. I'm Still Here. That is a great book. Astrophysicist for People in a Hurry by our friend Neil deGrasse Tyson. That's the only one that really doesn't fit in all the other novels, but I mean, Black author, Black scientist, very smart. And I gotta say, a good chunk of it, I've already I didn't know it, but I was familiar with it. So I'm like, I know a lot of this stuff. This is great. But the way he breaks it down is for those people who don't know. Talking to Strangers, which is the only Black author, or only author who is not Black on this list, but he does start out talking about Sandra Bland. He starts it and ends it. But for me to talk about it, I need to save that for the podcast that's going to be about all of these things. I tried to really listen to my favorite Black artists just to kind of get more into their music some more and find songs that I really haven't listened to before, such as Outkast, Lauryn Hill. I did find Langston Hughes on Spotify, so I got to listen to his poetry, which I never really got to do before. And Toby Nigwe, really am trying to make sure I pronounce his name correctly. But he is a rapper who I would say who is on par with Black Thought of the Roots, which is a pretty high bar. So that is someone that I strongly recommend and would love to talk about him more. And as of today, I'm in the middle of Ralph Ellison's Invisible Man. And
is that the new one? Wait. So tell me about Invisible Man. I don't understand, or I'm not familiar with that one.
Oh, and Courtney, I remember texting you, I think it might have been this morning. I lied. I was not reading Black Boy, but that is on my list of what I want to read. But Invisible Man came out in 1953, 52. I know he won an award for it. But I'm not quite sure exactly I can describe what it's about, but it is because it recently took a turn where I think the main character, I think now has amnesia, but he does describe as being a Black man that he is not seen because people don't want to see him, I believe. So he is able to kind of do things that, kind of get away with things, because he starts out the novel by saying that he lives like in some basement and he's like stealing electricity because nobody knows that he's there. And he kind of goes through his journey from childhood to college and how he kind of got thrown out of college. And he was going to school in the South, and now he's up in the North, and how just being in the North, he gets treated a lot differently than back in the South. And I think this takes place like in the 40s and 30s. So it's interesting so far. I don't have a great review of it yet. That's why I'm kind of stammering trying to find the words because I don't know how the last half ends yet. But it's been very interesting, and I'm really enjoying and embracing taking in all of this Black culture, basically, and finding all these different perspectives, from storytelling to just essays on what life is like now or what life was like back then and how it still relates to now. And like, wow, not much has changed, has it? I mean, we all know that, but just to hear them say it or hear them write about it, it's been illuminating. So, but yes, more on all of those things and some reviews on those in a episode that has not yet been recorded, but will be out soon. And, but I do have an actual fact, which I want to kind of see if Kortney knows the name. Where's my fact? Oh, there it is. Daisy Gatson Bates.
Of course, I know Miss Daisy Gatson Bates. So I don't know her, unfortunately, but I know lots of things about her.
Oh,
because she was one of the Little Rock Nine, and I'm in Little Rock. I live here. It was crazy.
Wow.
Yes, that is that's who I wanted to present. But I mean, I'm glad already because I learned things. I didn't know you guys had a what is it? A state
Local
holiday
celebrity.
that you celebrate.
Yeah. So I think her holiday is the same as, like, it's shared by somebody else. Now I'm gonna have to look it up because she
didn't give me the date, but
yeah. Let me look it up. But it is shared by let's see, it's the third Monday in February, so that would be President's Day, maybe.
oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So that's also President's Day.
That's a much better day to celebrate her day versus President's Day, in my opinion.
Right. So,
Yeah.
So when we're, and I work for the state of Arkansas. So when we get state holidays, I get them off. But yeah, if that is an observance in honor of Daisy Gatson Bates, not President's Day. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Nice.
But I specifically also wanted to choose a woman because it is Women's History Month as well. So, yes, just a wonderful. What else did this article have about her? Other than, being one of the Little Rock Nine. I'm sorry, I'm scrolling through. Because at first I was going to read the whole thing, but I'm like, maybe I don't have to. As I continue to scroll.
We've talked about the Little Rock Nine on this podcast before, yes?
Yes, we have. But this is
so.
just a specific person.
Right.
That's what it was. As an adult, Bates moved with her husband to Little Rock, where they founded their own newspaper, the Arkansas State Press, which covered the civil rights movement. She eventually helped gain the NAACP strategy for desegregating schools, leading to her involvement with the Little Rock Nine. And in the 1960s, Bates moved to Washington, D.C., where she worked for the DNC and the anti-poverty projects in President Lyndon B. Johnson's administration. Her memory lives on with the Daisy Gatson Bates Day, a state holiday, third Monday of February in Arkansas each February.
Yep. She might have a statue. Well, we have a statue on the Capitol grounds of the Little Rock Nine. So yeah, she would be part of that. And yeah, she's integral in desegregation here in Arkansas. So yeah.
Wow.
Well, we salute you, Mrs. Gates. All right. Well, the only other thing, I did have space news. It's more so connection. I'm sorry, space news, but it's more of a correction because I know last time we talked about it, it was in regards to that professor who was saying that it was that, I'm sorry, Oumuamua was space junk from aliens. but that professor has kind of been, I don't want to say debunked, but a lot of other professional scientists and astrologers and scholars and whatnot are saying that he's a quack, basically. And and he's not to be, I don't want to say not to be trusted, but like not to be taken seriously. So I'm like, oh, okay. In fact, I found like a whole article. It's actually called The Uncensored Guide to Oumuamua Aliens and That Harvard Astronomer. It's a very long article, but it's a very good one. I didn't read all of it, but there are many, many links that I'm going to be pulling from for some future space news, because there are some really interesting things in there. So that's going to be your space update for now, but I will have new space news in the future. So space news. Space.
Nice.
I don't think you said space enough. One more time.
No, space. The Spacey space news. No Kevin Spacey. He's gross. But space. There's going to be more space. I'm going to leave space for the space news to come.
Perfect.
And we have to also, I guess, take out our, well, we don't have to take it out, because the last Spookums, or one of the previous Spookums that we did in the Spookum Zone, was regarding the Cecil Hotel, which I did watch the documentary, and I believe Kortney did as well. But it was more so about the elevator game, which is still spooky. So that can stay. But Elisa Lamb, tragic story as that was not a crime. Sorry to, spoiler alert, but
yeah.
But that was an interesting documentary. I do see reviews on saying that it wasn't that great, I guess because they were expecting more of a crime to have been committed. But it was still interesting, and it still has its creep factor to it, because it's still weird, that place. I do want to watch The Night Stalker next.
Yes. I've been kind of gathering my courage and such so that I can sit and watch it. I don't think it's scary. I just, I feel like you got to be in the right mood for that. And I haven't been in the right mood for it. So,
Right. I mean, I'm not always in the mood for that either, but I do like a good mystery, and I need to continue. I haven't finished watching Unsolved Mysteries, also on Netflix. Thank you for sponsoring us, Netflix. It's been great. I mean, hey, if Discovery Plus wants to sponsor, you got to give me, something I want to watch, because I don't even know what's on their platform, to be honest, other than, flipping houses, but I'm not interested.
I mean, animal shows, but I can get that on Disney Plus and Netflix.
Exactly. And
that could be something, though, just animal shows. You could talk about an animal.
I do know they have a special about murder hornets.
Oh my God, what is there? I'm going to go watch it tonight.
Ooh, right. I want to know about that.
I mean, but that's not enough to get me, because I need like at least 3 different programs and time. I don't have the time.
No, I feel that. That's how I've been feeling my noise sometimes, because I get burnt out on listening to podcasts too much, working from home now. So I will play like the animal documentaries as I work. And like, it was something the other day. No, it was actually yesterday. And I learned that there's a female bird who will hide her eggs and let the male bird that she mated with keep bringing her food the whole time. And he's just waiting for the eggs to be right there. He's just going to keep feeding her and feeding her. He's like built the nest. She comes in. She's like, oh yeah, I'll help you at the very end. And then when the eggs are about to hatch, she dips out and leaves him with the babies.
Oh no.
She's a scammer.
Happy Women's History Month, everyone.
That bird's not a woman.
For sure.
Animals are jerks. I believe that.
Birds are jerks. And I was just
they really are.
That's also true. Yes.
They
just
really
trash.
are.
But she managed to trick the male bird to bring her food for the whole season.
Tricked him, huh?
She tricked him. She uncovered the fact that she uncovers the eggs, and like the bird knows to do this to like hide the eggs because he's waiting for the eggs to show up. And I'm like, you bird brain. I mean that in the most literal sense. You didn't check the nest.
Oh god.
Oh man.
So I was watching that Friday and I had my wine and I was just like laughing at it for a solid minute. I'm just like, this bird just scammed this other bird.
I can't. I think I feel hurt because I mean I feel for that.
You feel for your brethren.
I feel for my feathered bruh. I feel for my feathered bruh. That'll be my show. It'll be feather bras and feathers. I don't know. I'll figure it out.
Look, I will watch any nature show, honestly. If someone with a nice voice, which you do have, Sterling. So like if you want to just talk about different birds, even though I don't like birds, I will support you and tune in. But yeah.
I have a video I have to send you. It might still be on YouTube. I have to find it, but I'm not even going to tell you. I'm just going to keep it mystery until I can find it and then send it to you and be like, yes, this is what you want. And I'll probably post it somewhere. I'm surprised I haven't done it before, but I will post it on maybe the Patreon because I haven't been posting anything there lately, but I will probably post it there too. And that gave me an idea, which is now fleeting. And before I forget, there's also Black Renaissance on YouTube, which I also highly recommend. I forgot to add that to my list. I didn't finish watching that either. I only watched half of it, but that is going to be a goal of mine to be that kind of person within podcasting that I get invited or be put on a show like that to just, continue to celebrate Black excellence. That is a goal of mine. So putting that out there in the universe.
Yes.
And I also want, for us to celebrate our sister or sisterin in pod, but also in comics, the great Steph Will, who is now a published Marvel writer. And I have her comic in my home, I read it to my 5-year-old who said that was too short.
I agree with him, but I also, we as the adults know how much work went into creating that comic. But man, can I tell you, I am like eagerly awaiting if they do a sequel. And then I live for her post when there's a new comic of But what if though? I think I said that right. And it's like, I just love it. And if she wants to do a whole universe with where Martin meets the Justice League, I am here for it because I'm just like her mind. I'm just like her mind, man. Whoever thinks to combine Marvel heroes, specifically Marvel black female heroes with living single. Genius. Yes. You're genius.
Yes.
She is an absolute delight. And Neysha, we're not letting you go either because you wrote a great piece about anime and racism and Black folk and everything. So, and you got a lot of flack for it, but I mean, hey, haters gonna hate, but you still did the thing. And
thank you. I greatly appreciate that and you shouting me out because I'm not gonna lie. I started writing that piece a year ago, actually. And I kept going back and forth with debating if was it the right time to put it out? Was it good enough to put it out? Would I get attacked for putting it out? Which I accepted that I would. But I'm very proud of it. I'm glad I did because I think you can still enjoy anime and manga for what it is, but we should also acknowledge how anti-Blackness is a part of its history.
And I'll speak for Kortney. We're both proud of you, but I know Kortney can, say it herself. But
definitely proud of you. I concur.
Yes,
you're amazing.
Thanks.
You are amazing, and I'm grateful that you wrote it and you put it out there, and it needed to be said, and you said it. So you did what you had to do.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, y'all. I mean, I'm already working on, I don't think these pieces are maybe one day, maybe this is an idea for me to make a book about being a Black woman in fandoms. I don't know. Maybe that's what the universe is telling me, no one stole that idea. That's mine. But
I'm going to jump in real quick. Even if anyone else wrote it, it wouldn't be your story. So
that's true. That's true. I feel like there's a lot of complexities that come with like fandoms and like what goes in, like the behaviors, and there's a lot that needs to be unpacked and discussed. But lately I've been thinking of like, as a Black woman in certain fandoms, because I exist in many of them, I've noticed that I am faced with a lot of vitriol sometimes. I mean, most of the time it's unwarranted and unnecessary. Not even most time, all the time it's unwarranted and unnecessary to be that violent in harassing people for liking something and simply because you don't think I belong there as a Black woman. But anyways, the point is I'm thinking about writing something in regards to like, sadly, how in the anime fandom, how I was attacked by a lot of Black men who are also in the anime fandom, as I like to call them, the Ashies. And let's unpack that, shall we? Why?
Wow.
For what reason? Who? From whomst?
From whomst, yes. That sounds like the Ashies also sound like an award show, but given away to like, you know, these people you're talking about. So
somebody can take that and run with it. I would love for there to be the Ashies.
Yes,
could you imagine?
I could, and I'm trying to think about like what the award actually would be if it's just a bottle of Jergens or something, but something to that effect. So
I love
not
that.
Jergens. Wow.
They gotta, you know, Jergens, and the runner-ups get Carmex.
And I don't know, throw some Purell in there too, because you gotta please wash your hands.
Some toothpaste. You know, the body wash.
Something. Get out of your mother's basement card or something.
Deodorant.
All of it.
We'll just go and give them a gift basket.
Yes, a care basket. Yes. That's the grand prize. Yes. Or everyone may not be a winner or loser or both. I don't know, but everyone gets a care basket at the end. So.
Yep. That sounds perfect. We could organize this, but then I also know like I'm petty. So I want them to know that I'm petty.
Exactly. But I think that will do it. And I will put a link, by the way, although you might have to send it to me again, the article.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I will put it in the show notes so you can go check it out and educate yourselves. Anything else you want to plug or shout out, Neysha?
Yeah, I mean, as y'all know, I have like 5011 podcasts. But
Indeed you do, yes.
Sterling has permission to stop me from starting another one. But the two that I am most proud of, as always, are Did You Have To, the anime podcast for me and my friend Kate, talk about all things from anime, manga, the good, the bad, the very not good stuff that's problematic along the way, and where y'all can hear us talk about anime and more. And then there's So Here's What Happened with my friend Carolyn, where we talk about all the things we have watched and read and give basically our reviews and our takes on them and our recommendations. So, and of course, y'all can find me in my writings on But Why Though. That's the But Why Though podcast for the But Why Though, a geek community, where the link that I'll give Sterling, y'all can check out my Anti-Blackness and anime piece, but I also review manga, gaming, TV, and film. Oh, and I was approved to cover South by Southwest. So I will have some more things coming out.
You are
nice.
Okay,
don't just be putting that, just slipping that in there.
I'm sorry.
Oh, by the way, yeah, and I also won this one.
I'm amazing. Yeah, doing this huge thing, but whatever.
This is why y'all are my friends, because y'all know me as a middle child, and I'm just not used to attention.
Girl, that's amazing.
Thank you.
Yes, congratulations.
I appreciate it.
Amazing.
I'm excited, even though I will not be going to Austin because the festival is virtual this year, but I am excited to review a lot of good films. Like there's some really good ones that are coming out, even though I will miss the brisket in Texas.
Yeah.
I don't want COVID. I don't.
Yeah, you don't want to go to Texas.
No, yeah. I'm good. I'm
many
real
reasons.
Good.
I mean, even just before we recorded, the Texas governor was like, "Hey, you know what? Everything is 100% open now. Masks are not mandated." So,
I literally screamed just like internally just now when you said that. I'm just like, but this pandemic isn't over, and
Right.
I'm pretty sure not even 50% of your population is vaccinated.
No.
No.
Kortney, anything that you would like to, recommendations. I keep forgetting recommendations. Do you have any recommendations or shout outs or anything like that? You are on mute, by the way. Okay.
Oh, me or Neysha? I'm sorry.
Oh, Kortney. Yes, Kortney. Yes, you.
Kortney. So I have found a new podcast called. Ooh.
Ooh, I like that one.
It's amazing, but no, it's called You're Wrong About.
Okay.
Ooh.
And so I initially found them because they, I heard some talk about the royals, Harry and Meghan, and like because he recently put out some. Actually, he didn't recently put this out, but an interview he did years ago recently kind of resurfaced about his disdain for like the press and like England as a whole. And so
Okay.
people were talking about how he's always kind of had that sin because of how he saw the press treating his mom and like when she passed, and how he grew up in the limelight and how that all went down. And of course, how the press treated his wife, Meghan, a Black princess, basically. And so, anywho, somebody suggested how this podcast called You're Wrong About really just had a Diana arc, and they had a series of a series of episodes about Diana's life and just how she was treated. And so I'm always like, she's such an interesting person, Prince Lady Di is. And so really, if there's any new information or any information I can learn about her, I'm always kind of down for it. And so I started it today, and I like the flow of the podcast. I like the banter that's on there. And of course, the information, it's just good information. So I recommend it. They have a lot of other, it's not just about the royals. It's not just about Lady Di, but they go over, they cover a lot of like celebrity type news. There's one episode here called The Electoral College. There's one called Losing Relatives to Fox News that I can't wait to dive into.
Boy.
Oh.
There's also the Stanford Prison Experiment, which is a very interesting experiment. And so anyways, I'm just really looking forward to getting into this podcast and just, I don't know, learning some things and getting new perspectives on things. So I definitely recommend that. And that's my thing that actually just came up today. So that's all I really have to say about it, but I'm loving the journey so far.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, that does sound interesting. I mean, my pod flow is already full as it is, especially if I'm trying to listen to books as well. So, but I will figure it out and at least check out a few episodes as I want to do. And I think I'm going to, with all the stuff that I did recommend that I've watched so far and listened to, I definitely recommend those. But for something a little lighter, other than everything else I mentioned, Close Enough, also on HBO Max, which this podcast is brought to you by. They just came out with their second season. And if you are a 30-something, whether you have kids or not, you can definitely relate to it. I watched it with Ashley, just one episode, and she was already cracking up because of one guy, or the father, he lifted up his child, and all of a sudden all of the bones in his back just started breaking one after the other. And then she related to that so hard. So, and
I really love that one.
The cackles that came from this woman, I'm like, you related to that on a molecular level, didn't you? So
it's just such a good show, though.
It really is.
Like, if people who love the regular show like me just want, because the regular show, like when you get, like, obviously I think I was in college when that came out, or maybe I was going into college. I don't know. But it was like one of those shows when I watched it, I'm like, I know if this creator would be allowed to make, an adult version of this show, he would, like, it would just be phenomenal.
And
it
Sure enough. Yep, it is. So I definitely recommend watching that and checking that out. Get some laughs. Again, it's light television, so I know there's a lot of heavy stuff out there, and just life in general is heavy, but this will definitely lighten your mood. I only watched the one episode of the new season so far, but I plan to get into the rest of it and enjoy it. And I do believe, Neysha, last time we all talked, you had recommended Dollface, and you co-signed. That was a great recommendation for me personally, and it was hilarious. I did not finish it yet because I think I was watching it and fell asleep, which I'm mad at myself for, but that's okay. I will go back and watch it. And it does have that rewatchability too, so you can catch things. So thank you for that as well.
No problem.
And yeah, you can follow me on all things at Indoob, and go to indoob.com to find ways to connect with us. We're now on Facebook, which I know I don't check. I haven't been on Facebook in probably over a month, but yes. Like the page, join the group Indoob Pod. I don't know why I'm telling you because, again, I'm not on Facebook, but whatever. Ask us questions by emailing indoopod@gmail.com. Please rate, comment, and share the pod on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Podbean, Pandora, and wherever pods are located. Thank you so much for supporting, listening, stopping by, and pressing play. Tell someone you value that you value them. Live without regrets and live for the folks you love. Please wash your legs, your face, the bottoms of your feet, the undersides of your dishes. Lotion. Thank you. I've been your benevolent host, T. Sterling Watson. And remember, if the world didn't suck, we'd all fall off.
No.
You didn't want to fall, Neysha? Oh, okay.
Thanks for listening to the Indoob Podcast, which was recorded from the south side of Wakanda in Little New Indubia on the corner of T'Chaka and MLK Drive, and is part of the Indoob Network. Want more Indoob? Follow on Instagram and Twitter at Indoob, and on Facebook at IndoobPod. You can contact us and send Ask Indoob questions by emailing indoobpod@gmail.com. Want to support or donate? Find the TeePublic Store or become a patron on Patreon, where subscribing gives you perks and extra things from the Indoob Network. Please subscribe, rate, comment, and share the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, YouTube, Podbean, and wherever else podcasts are found. And of course, visit indoob.com for all of this and much more. Thank you so much for letting us entertain, enlighten, and provide an auditory escape with knowledge and nonsense. Until next time.
Such a cute ball.
Yeah, it was gentle and light. You fell on a cloud.
I can make it more desperate and sad, but I don't want to startle my nerves.
Desperate and sad.
Okay, hold on.
I mean, just be quiet and desperate and sad, though.
Yeah, whisper desperation.
Wow.
Well done.
It just sounds like a pterodactyl that can't speak.
A horse pterodactyl.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that got eaten first, probably.
Oh.
Because they couldn't do the alarm system to let people know that, or not people, other dinosaurs to come help them. So
they failed.
I know, I was there. So since that's a thing that's going on Twitter these days, like you weren't there, but yes, I was.
You had to be there.
You had to be there. Yeah, I was there for that.
Use your words, Chief. Good boy.
This has been another 3SFX production.